Good day, everybody. My name is Stephanie Arventura, and I am here to discuss about environmental awareness and protection. So, we are all aware about the catastrophic events happening in our society, especially through our weathers and in our mother nature as general. So, we can observe that typhoons are irregular, no? Hindi siya normal. 'Di ba? Pag tinama tayo ng bagyo, may isa na naman. Parang hindi tayo nasanay sa ganun. So, in that sense alone, we can determine or we can conclude that climate change is um, very alarming at this point. So, this topic will help you visualize and have context to what small acts we can do to at least help our home, because there's no other home than Earth. So, to formally discuss this topic, let us first know what are the rules and laws created by the government to support the movement or the action through fighting the climate change. So, the first slide, we are going to determine the Republic Acts and the other laws on environmental protection. The first one is the Republic Act number 9152. It helps to promote the environmental awareness through environmental education. Kaya minsan sa mga schools, tinuturo yung fighting our green eco-environment combat is that this law supports that action. And for the other purposes, known also as the National Environmental Awareness Education Act of 2008. So, kaya, this is very helpful in the sense that students can be aware of what is happening to our society, because some of them wala naman masyadong pakialam. So, para to give them insights, the government supports a law na para turuan ng mga estudyante na mas maging aware sa environmental status nila. Sa environmental status natin rather. Section 2, Declaration of Policy consistent with the policy of the state, so to protect and advance the right of the people to a balanced and healthful ecology in accord with the rhythm and harmony in nature. So, lahat ng mga activities na each individuals are connected to our environment. Like, for example, daily essentials, saan nila kinukuha yun, diba, sa environment. So, to make a balanced life with our environment, this law or this declaration of policy statement is ini-help niya yung mga tao and yung environment as well, para hindi ma-abuse ang paggamit sa ating resources na ma-find natin sa Mother Nature. So, we have plenty of rules and laws supporting our environment, and that is very helpful. Like, for example, the Republic Act 9003, it balances also the life of ecology and the people, and this law gives penalties to those who would ruin or would destroy the environment. So, kung example, magtapon ka lang ng basura, may fines yun sa law na ito. So, magbigay ka ng fines of hindi ka naman masyadong madiscipline, it would take you to imprisonment. I don't know how many months that would take, but may rule talaga na pwede ka makulong kung hindi ka mapagsabihan. Ganun yun siya. Republic Act number 9275, Water Quality Management. This is water quality management, especially sa ating mga dams, 'di ba? Yung mga ininom natin, so fresh waters, especially sila yung nagtitake ng measurements para lahat ng ininom natin na tubig is malinis. Section 2, Declaration of Policy, Quality of our fresh, brackish, and marine waters. So, of course, hindi lang tayo dun sa land, also to the waters din. Especially to our marine resources. Kailangan din nila ng protection since some of the people also abuse the resources came from our oceans, and yung mga habitats ng mga fishes doon, kasi minsan dinadayo na may fishing nila yun. So they also need a law to protect them, to protect our waters also. The Republic Act number 8749, or the Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. This law protects also not only for my previous na sinabi, but also we need to protect also our air, especially now na modernized, civilized, 'di ba? Madami masyadong mga companies, mga infrastructures, especially yung mga paggawaan ng mga products, 'di ba? Ang lalakas ng mga usok nila. So to minimize that kind of, kasi hindi mo naman masa-stop yun, dapat yun kasi talaga ang ma-stop, kasi yun ang nakaka-contribute ng climate change masyado. So to minimize that activity, the government initiates a law that would help to reduce the chemicals that would adapt through the air. That's it, and that is the Republic Act number 8749, or the Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. Republic Act number 9147, the protection of wildlife resources, of course, since super na-abuse ang mga forests natin, especially ng mga habitats ng mga wild in the forest, like for example deforestation, illegal logging, yung mga wild animals hunting, yung mga binabaril dun sa diba, they don't have a voice. Yung mga animals, they don't have a voice. That's why the government initiates a law to protect them against that. Kasi hindi lang tayo ma-affect sa lahat ng ginagawa, but also to our animals living in the forest, 'di ba? Super heartbreaking siya for me, and I'm happy that there's a law that would protect our wildlife, especially in the forest, kasi hindi natin sila masyado nakikita doon. Republic Act number 9175. This is a CHED Memorandum Order number 33 series of 2009. CMO mandates the integration of environmental education and the education component in the National Service Training Program. That's why meron tayong mga environmental activities like cleanup drive sa NSTP, because this subject is supported by the CHED Memorandum Order. So, and it is very helpful to students, kasi 'di ba, as a college student wala tayong time sa to do environmental act like cleanup drive and voluntary acts. So in a 1 day span of our NSTP, we can practice to discipline ourselves to a clean environment, and this topic is very interconnected to that activities for our CWTS. So the two models, wala naman masyadong pinagbago sa dalawang model na ito. Yung figure lang how to do it. Yung old one kasi, we have the raw materials came from our houses. Of course, binibili natin yung mga essentials. And those essentials, 'di ba, magiging garbage and magiging waste. So yung waste na 'yon, 'di ba, tinatapon natin sa basura. And yung basura, kino-collect 'yon ng mga trucks galing sa yung mga trucks na umiikot sa mga bahay natin to throw it in the dump site. Ganun yung process ng proper solid waste management or waste disposal. And remember that it should be segregated. Hindi mo pwede halo yung malata sa hindi. 'Di ba? Or yung recyclable, pwede na yun siya hindi itapon sa dump site. You can recycle materials na pwede pa magamit, like for example bottles, ganun. And the new paradigm expresses new form of figure lang, pero dito kasi yung raw materials mo, kasi segregated siya, 'di ba? So, 'di ba magiging waste yung raw materials. And yung waste na yun is separate mo yung mga recyclables to make use again as a new material kasi reusable siya. Ganun yung model ng paradigm shift natin. So, we have following ways or steps to proper waste disposal. So, may mga ways tayo paano itapon ang mga basura natin ng tama. First is segregating. As I mentioned, ito ay very understandable naman sa atin how to segregate waste. Kasi tinuruan na tayo how to separate the non-biodegradable, biodegradable, and recyclable materials. Hindi siya pwede halo, everyone, okay? Next is composting. Where biodegradable waste, kasi yung mga malata, diba, magiging ma-decompose yun sila, and sometimes magiging species like worms or earthworms, ganon, is placed in a tank or a hole for a certain time to let decompose with the help of the decomposers like yeast, worms, and molds. Composting kasi, 'di ba, yung mga malata na materials natin nilalagay nila sa isang mga lalagyan or sa isang place para yung mga na-decompose na waste na yun magiging fertilizer if ever na magtanim tayo. 'Di ba kasi magiging malata yun sila and magiging uod yung mga ganun. So it can be used as a fertilizer if ever we need to plant something in our backyard or somewhere. May mga types of small scales ang composting. Like for example, twin pits. Twin pits. Makikita nyo ang iba dito sa schools, especially sa high school, yung high school tayo, elementary, sa mga gardens, even sa school din natin, may ganito nakita ko. And we have tower tires. Tower tires are common, very common. Makita mo to masyado sa schools. Yung parang nilalagay nila sa garden area nila. Bottomless composters, clay flower pot, compost, plastic bag composters, compost bins. Ganito yung waste nila para magamit pa yung mga biodegradable waste. Kasi pwede yun siya maging fertilizer sa mga plants natin. The third one is recycling. So, to go back to segregating, di ba, meron tayong bio, non-biodegradable, and recyclable. So, recycling, creating useful things out of, like, the plastic bottles can be made as house decoration, or even in a school setting, displays sa school. So, that is recycling. Super understandable naman ang recycling sa atin. So, that is how you proper do a waste disposal. Next, after that waste disposal, we need to go to our protection in terms of air. So we have here the preventing air pollution. So as I mentioned kanina sa isang law, we have the Clean Air Act of 1999. This act or this law provides for a comprehensive air pollution control policy and for other purposes issued by DENR. So, 'di ba? Kasi air 'yun siya. Air is very essential for us. Kasi nilalanghap natin yung hangin. If hindi healthy yung hangin na nilalanghap natin, possible yung health natin ay agrabyado. 'Di ba? It should be protected as well by the government. So here are the following air pollutants. So let us first define what is air pollutants. It is a substance in the air that could harm humans, as what I mentioned. Kasi pag chemicalize yung air mo o yung air na nalanghap mo, possible makaka-affect ito sa health ng isang individual. Not only for humans, also for the animals and for the vegetation of the products or yung mga vegetables natin or materials when they occur in a sufficient concentration. It is also grouped in two major types. First one is the primary pollutants, which are emitted directly from the sources, yung mga human act air pollutants, yun yung sila. And secondary pollutants produced in the air. So yung primary pollutants, if ma-absorb na yung air, yun ng air, that is the secondary pollutants na produced in the air by an interaction between two or more primary pollutants. So, from the primary, tapos may isa pa sa atmosphere natin, that is the secondary. Naghalo na sila. Next, after the air, of course, water. Diba? That is the elements of our environment, from waste, land, to air, now down to water. Water resources and pollution. Talking about water, water is a vital sustenance of all forms of life. Without water, mabubuhay ba ang isang individual? Di ba hindi? It is essential for everyday use, for daily use rather. There is no substitute for fresh waters, of course, kasi hindi naman natin maiinom ang tubig sa dagat, di ba? And its depletion in quantity and quality has an all-encompassing effect not only on society but also to the country's economy and on its ecology. Diba? Nagiging business din ng water. Diba? Nagbabayad din ng water, ganun. Kasi wala na, limited lang ang sources natin for fresh water. Most sa earth natin, most of the water is covered with salt water, not fresh. Parang fresh is only 3%. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I remember. Basta maliit lang yung percentage ng fresh waters. That's why we need to have protection also for our water kasi limited lang ito. And yung fresh water pa talaga, yun yung iniinom ng mga humans for daily essentials. We also have problems to our water, and it is water pollution. So the problems in water resources management. So here are the following problem sources to our water management. Water scarcity. Yung mga kakulangan sa tubig. Yun sila, yung mga tao nakatira sa mga malalayo sa city. Of course, sobrang mahirapan sila or kukuha ng mga fresh water. Water pollution. Especially yung mga garbages na tinatapon sa mga ilog, sa mga dagat, diba? Nakaka-affect yun sa water quality ng isang tubig, sa isang tinapunan mo ng basura. Degradation of watershed and poor condition of coral reefs. So, lahat ng human activities na nakaka-affect sa water pollution, sa water natin, or containing water pollution, of course, not only for humans affect, but also to the resources underneath the water. For example, yung habitats ng mga fishes, yung mga coral reefs natin, naapektuhan yun sila. Might, worse, masira yun. Masira yun at wala na tayong pagkukuhanan. So, lahat ng mga activities na yun nagagaling din sa human misbehaviors. So, from waste to our air pollution, to our water pollution, we are now facing the true problem of our environment, which is the climate change. This slide will present to you the topic about coping with the climate. Climate change is primarily caused by the accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, trapping the sun, known as the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is a warming that happens when certain gases in the Earth atmosphere trap the heat. So yung mga chemical gases from the Earth, natatrap yun yung heat ng sun. Kaya sobrang init, 'di ba? Pag climate change, grabe ka init. And mas lumala yun siya ngayon kasi more civilized ang society natin, more on infrastructures. Kaya not only for infrastructures but also to our vehicles, to our sa mga sinusunog natin, all of those chemicals na halo sa atmosphere. That's why yung result from the scientists na nagnipis daw yung ozone layer natin. It's because of the greenhouse gases. The government, of course, initiated a way to reduce this by creating the Climate Change Commission through the Republic Act of 9729, which is the Climate Change Act. So, a combat to reduce the problem of climate change. Of course, government should initiate a way or a movement to fight it, 'di ba? Para hindi siya grumabe in the next futures ahead. Reducing greenhouse gases emission. Filipinos as responsible citizens or stewards can help reduce greenhouse gases or GHG emissions which greatly cause climate change. Here are some ways. There are ways para hindi tayo makakontribute masyado sa ating greenhouse gases. For example, sa atin, yung light. So, change your incandescent fluorescent light bulbs to compact fluorescent light bulbs. Kung hindi nyo ginagamit yung ilaw nyo, pwede nyo siyang patayin para hindi tayo masyado makakontribute sa ating greenhouse gases. Next is the vehicles. Ngayon, meron ng mga nag-evolve na mga eco bikes, ganon. 'Di ba? Yung issue dati sa jeepney, phase out kasi papalitan nila ng more eco-friendly na jeeps, ganun. So, yun siya. In that way din maka-help na ma-reduce ang greenhouse gases na nakakontribute ng tao for daily use. Next is the refrigerator. So, make sure to regularly clean your refrigerators if meron kayong refrigerators. And next is the energy guzzlers. Yung mga appliances natin sa houses, if hindi ginagamit, we can turn it off or make it low. Example, yung mga electric fans, pwede natin number 1 if hindi naman masyado mainit. Ganon. So, use renewable energy sources like solar panels. Ngayon, sa amin, nag-decorate kami ng Christmas lights, but our Christmas lights are solar energy. Yung energy na kukuha ng Christmas lights na yun ay from the energy from the sun. So, parang solar Christmas lights siya. And, meron din iba na nag-a-adapt na ngayon, yung may mga solar panels na sila at home para pag brand out, pag walang kuryente, yun ginagamit nila. And that is very good sa pag-help natin in combat to reduce our climate change. Next is patronize recycled products. Patronize recycled products, like for example, we need to adapt the pag-recycle natin ng mga materials natin. Like for example, yung from mga Nigo, yung mga local products. Example, mga banig, like that. Or yung mga na-invent ngayon na upuan from waste, diba, nagagawa nila. Or yung mga may isang research din kami dati na ginawa nila yung waste through blocks na pwede gamitin sa bahay. And that is very what you call reusable talaga siya magamit, hindi yung masira agad-agad. So, let's patronize. Let us adapt the concept of recycling our waste products. And lastly, reduce consumption. So, kung hindi naman kailangan yung isang bagay and alam mo makakasira yun sa ating environment, wag mo nyo nang gawin o wag nyo na bilhin. Kasi yung concept kasi ng pagsisave natin sa environment, not only just through words, but also through actions. And us as human beings, tayo dapat yung number 1 na gumagawa ng mga waste na yun. Kasi sa atin din nanggagaling yung problem. And, yeah, that wraps my report for our environmental awareness and protection. To give you a last quote, let me say that we need to act as early as now. Kasi nararanasan na natin yung mga impacts ng mga nagagawa natin previously and ngayon siya nagre-result, and hindi maganda yung nangyayari sa ating environment right now. So humans should take an action or a movement to combat to climate change and protect our environment. That is, this has been Stephanie Arventura. Thank you and good day.